Hello, thinkers. Welcome to the Strategic Thinking Systems app, and thank you for your interest. If you just created your account, you'll see that I have added or created a new Start Here card, which we will get into in a moment. So today's presentation is really just to give you an overview of the user interface and give you some sense of what you can do with the tool. So we are now at the home screen where you see a study list. So every one of these gray areas are like you can just change the title to whatever. And then within them you can create studies. But let's go into the Start Here section first. So here, as you can see, there are basically this is just like documentation. So it's basic concepts, so key concepts that you need in order to be able to understand the tool. So we just saw the home page, and you see here there is a arrow that will actually bring you back to it. In the home page, we saw that there was study list. This is what we're seeing right now, a study. So the idea behind the term study is that it's an office, it's a space where you can work. So that's really the concept behind it. In a study, you have areas, and then you can add areas to the right or to the left of the current one. In an area, you have stations, so it's kind of like the Russian dolls, right? So you have the station. So station is the light gray section here, and within a station you have one or multiple tools that you can configure. And in tools you have terms, and the terms are the blue cards that you can see here with the chevrons and the additional icons. So really the terms are kind of like post-its or information cards that you can manipulate and work with. One of the most important elements, and this is why I've highlighted it here, is how to work with template. And so I'm going to go back to the home page. Actually, before I go there, when you click on the chevron, you'll see that there is actually content that you can get access to. You see this one has a hyperlink. This is why the launch icon gets here. So remember to click on the chevron to have a look at whatever content is being provided underneath it. So let me go back here and create a new study by clicking the plus side. I'm going to title this study my first study. So pretty much everywhere you tab into or click, you can interact with. So you see here underneath the title, there's actually like an area for a subtitle, and underneath it there's an area for context, and then we'll see in a minute that you can actually drag and drop pretty much everything that has an edge around it. So let me start by, I said working with template is important, so let me start by doing it. So on the three vertical dot menu for my study, for my main screen, I can import study from template, and here I'm going to use the Theme Explorer with ChatGPT and import. And you see here already you have a study pre-configured, ready for you to use. So let's just click here on the darker gray area. I'm going to hit enter, and it's now calling ChatGPT, getting the result back. Because I ask it to separate things by a pipe, then it allows the system to create all of these various cards here. And that's already pretty cool. What I will do now is I will add another template, because you can import more than one template. So I'm going to import the word quest. And if I scroll down, you see now I have these additional areas and stations and tools. The workspace here with bad, good, and better, and best is kind of redundant with the your take here with keepers, worth considering, and stay away. So I'm going to just delete this one. So delete this area. Yes. And you see now that it all fits in one line, which is better. And what I'm going to do also, I don't need all of these instructions, so I'll just get rid of that. I'll just keep the example so that they are more aligned. So as I said, like pretty much everything, almost everything that you see, you can just click into it and change it and make it your own. I don't need, for that example, I don't need the related tool. Delete this one. Actually, I don't need the antonyms either. But before I get rid of it, let's say what would be the an antonym for complex? So fair enough. Simple is an antonym. What happened if I ask that to ChatGPT? So what is the opposite of complex? And hit enter. And ChatGPT tells me that simple is an opposite to complex. So that's consistent. That makes sense. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get rid of that tool too. So delete the tool. All right, and I'm going to configure the synonyms here so that instead of giving me English synonyms, the input language is going to be English, but I want the synonyms in French. So save that. And then I'm going to put the chat GPT, so the actual answer. So really the journal is just like a list of everything that I've done so far. Actually, I can just clean that. So delete all terms. Just get rid of that. And what is the opposite of complex? I'm going to change that to give me synonyms of subject in French separated by the pipe character. And you see now I have all of these. So actually, I'm going to just get rid of this one, which is the prompt. I don't need it. And then here, the thesaurus is based on a different technology. So it's not a prompt. It just takes one word. So I'm going to put subject. And remember, I've configured the synonyms tool to actually output the result in French. And you see here, I have a bunch of basically French synonyms to the word subject, that list from ChatGPT and that list from the WordNet, the technology that the thesaurus is using. And you can see that subject is sujet, which makes sense. Both tools have found the same one. But you see thème was a very good idea from ChatGPT that I don't see from the WordNet. But objet is also a very good alternative word for subject. So what I'll do is I say sujet is actually a good one. Objet is also, as I said, pretty much everything that you see you can grab and move around. So objet is a good one. Now if I look at subordonné would be like the subject of a king, right? So that actually is a bad example. And right now, none of these tools leverage the workspace, but eventually you can imagine that when I say to the system that subordonné is not what I'm looking for, then it could rearrange the results so that it become more and more relevant the more I interact with it. But yeah, so that gives you a sense. Again, you can rearrange things. You can click pretty much anywhere and you make it your own. Put it to the right, put it to the left, whatever works for you. I really look forward to seeing what you're all going to do with this little tool that I've built. I hope you like it, and I look forward to your feedback and comment. Thank you. Have a great day.